I request everyone to please be seated. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, honored guests and seniors,
I, Sakshi Patanshetty,
and I, Dhiral Sharma, welcome you all to the 7th graduation day. Today, we gather to celebrate the achievements and journey of our graduating seniors. Your hard work, dedication, and resilience have brought you to this significant moment.
the graduation day is, after all, much awaited day of any student's life, as it returns the efforts of the entire academic endeavor, and it is stepped with a sense of achievement and fulfillment. And most importantly, it makes them work harder to build a successful career ahead.
To set the tone for this solemn occasion, we will begin with an invocation song. I invite Miss Aditi Pai to the stage to enchant us with the musical rendition that reflects the spirit of today's ceremony. वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं सृष्टिदं फलदं विपुलगणनुतं सृष्टिदं फलदं विपुलगणनुतं चन्द्रशासनं गजमुखं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं गौरीमानस मोददं गौरीमानस मोददं रक्तगन्धपरिपूजितदेवं चिदात्मकं भवभयहारणं सुखदं वरदं शिवसुतं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं व्यासजनकयो गर्वहारिणौ व्यासजनकयो गर्वहारिणौ सिन्धूरगान वरपरिवारं सदात्मकं शुभकं दर्शनं प्रणवं सुगुणं निर्गुणं वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं वन्दे गणप वन्दे गणप वन्दे गणपतिम् ईशं. Thank you. Thank you, Aditi.
May I now request Dr. Kiran Tangod Sir, the head of department, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, one and all present here. Distinguished chief guest of today's function, Mrs. Dipali Lohar and Mr. Prakash, our beloved inspiring teacher, our beloved principal, a mentor for lifetime, Dr. M.S. Patil, esteemed faculty members and exceptional graduates of the Information Science and Engineering Department and their proud parents, supporting staff of ISC department, press and media personnel. I extend warm welcome to all of you for this graduation day celebration. It is immense pleasure and profound pride that I stand before you today to celebrate the culmination of years of hard work, dedication and perseverance exhibited by outgoing batch of information science and engineering students. This day marks a significant milestone in your lives, a day that symbolizes the successful completion of rigorous academic journey filled with challenges, which includes COVID challenge as well, achievements and countless moments of growth. I am privileged to witness your remarkable achievements and the transformative impact you have made during these years in GIT. The field of information science and engineering is a beacon of innovation, countless boundaries of innovation of what is possible in this world. In this ever-evolving digital era, the skills and knowledge you have acquired are not merely confined to the academia. They are tools that will shape the future of the technology of the country. Throughout your tenure, you have not only mastered algorithms, programming languages, and intricate systems, but have also imbibed the spirit of critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration with others to solve the problems. These attributes are the essence of what makes a successful engineer in today's academic landscape. The placement statistics of ISC department is a testimonial for your achievements. We are the best in the entire GIT for last year as far as the placements are concerned. As you step into the professional life, remember that your journey of learning will continue and will never stop to make you more accomplished person. Embrace every opportunity you come across, explore emerging technologies, and adapt to the evolving demands of the industry. Your capacity to learn and innovate will be instrumental in driving technologies, advancements, and addressing the challenges of tomorrow. However, while technical proficiency is very much crucial, I urge you not to overlook the significance of empathy, ethics, and social responsibility. Your skill holds the power to create meaningful change, improve lives, and build more inclusive and sustainable world. Strive not just for a personal success, but also contribute positively towards the society. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the faculty members and mentors who have tirelessly nurtured and guided our graduates. Your dedication, wisdom, mentorship have played an integral role in shaping these talented individuals ready to make their mark in the world. To the families and friends present here today, your unwavering support has been the backbone upon which these graduates stand today. Your encouragement and sacrifices have been instrumental in their achievements, and for that, we are immensely grateful. Congratulations once again on your well-deserved success. The world eagerly awaits the impact and innovation you will bring. Go forth and make us proud. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Just as light removes darkness, knowledge removes ignorance, and so, contemplating this metaphorical illumination, we launch our event. I now invite all the dignitaries to light the lamp, thereby initiating the journey today. I also request two or three seniors to join them. I please request two or three seniors. Yes, even parents, you can join them, please. Please join them.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Thank you, everyone.
I now request Professor Rakesh J. Kadkol sir to introduce our today's esteemed guest.
A very good morning. Dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, students, and proud and happy parents. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the chief guest of today's function, Deepali Lohar. Well, time flies so fast, isn't it? Just few years back, she was a student in IS, and today she is the chief guest for this graduation day, which itself is a testimony of her progress. Talking about her educational qualifications, she completed her engineering in information science from KLS GIT in the year 2011, and then went on to do her master's in computer science from California University, Fullerton. She followed it up with another master's in design thinking from Massachusetts, Cambridge, US, in March 2023. She has also undergone a lot of certification courses such as AWS Cloud Solutions Architect Professional, Product Management Specialization from University of Virginia, and Oracle Certified Professional. She has got the opportunity to work in many organizations in such a short span, and I am sure she is going to achieve a lot more in the years to come. She started her career as a Java developer at Cox Communication, Greater Atlanta, US, where she developed web services with simple object access protocol to receive and process customer order requests. From then on, there was no looking back. She worked at AT&T Alpharetta as a Java developer, where she was involved in redesigning current application into microservices-based architecture. She developed a microservice application using Spring Boot, Actuator, Tomcat, and REST APIs. She got the opportunity to work as Chief Product Officer at Sepstream, where she led the development and successful launch of new products, thereby contributing to 25% increase in the clients. She worked as a technical product owner at True Impact and Colabera, Florida, US. She is the co-founder of IdeaDocs Private Limited, a product development and design company. Her nature of work was mainly collaborating with stakeholders to understand business problems and convert them into user stories. Articulate product vision, roadmap, and user stories in a way clearly understandable to the development team. She has used many CTCI tools like Maven, Git, Jenkins, Jira, Confluence, to name a few. Well, there is a saying, elevate your selfhood so high that God Himself asks you, hey, tell me, what is your wish? Dipali has challenged herself as an individual. Unlike her basic nature of a shy and a quiet person, she is now involved in a lot of interaction and communication with creative minds. Her accomplishments and hard work are a testament to her unwavering dedication. With these few words, I now request you all to please welcome our chief guest, Dipali Lohar, with a huge round of applause. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate our budding young engineers and their proud parents. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, sir. I now request our beloved principal, sir, to do the floral welcome to our chief guest. Thank you, sir. I request HOD, sir, to do the floral welcome to our principal, sir. Thank you, sir. I also request Peruj, sir, to do the floral welcome to our HOD, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and graduating students, we have now arrived at the moment of recognition and celebration, the prize distribution ceremony. Today, we acknowledge and reward the outstanding achievements of our students who have demonstrated exceptional dedication and excellence throughout their academic journey.
Together, we will celebrate the accomplishment of our students and acknowledge the hard work that has led to their success. As we begin with this ceremony, let us remember that these awards not only signify individual achievement but also represents the collective spirit of academic excellence within our institution. Without further delay, let the prize distribution ceremony commence. I would like to invite Dr. K.S. Mathur sir on the stage to begin with the prize distribution ceremony. I also request our today's chief guest, Mrs. Dipali Lohar ma'am, Principal, Dr. M.S. Patil sir and Dr. Kiran Tangot sir to present these well-deserved awards.
Very good morning to all of you. Myself, K.S. Mathur, the faculty, I am here to call the graduates on the dais and honor them with their graduation certificate by the dignitaries on the dais. Now I request chief guest of today's function, Mrs. Dipali Lohar, to honor the graduates with their graduation certificate. To begin with, I request Miss Akriti Jha, now following Abhay Kalsapur. Abhishek Rakshe. Abhishek Mishra. Akhila Kulkarni. Anantish Deshpande. Aruna Lakshani. Okay. Aryan Kulkarni. Aryan Karchi. Ashish Pulari. Atharva. Basav Kiran. Dharnendra. Iranna. Kavya Kulkarni. Kavya Sri. Manzoor Sufi. Megha. Megha Maglunkar. Mohammad Suleiman. Mohammad Suleiman. Mohammad Yunus. Nupur Joshi. Omkar Pashapur. Pawan Gokavi. Purvi Gadgi. I now request Principal Sir to present the certificates. Prajwal Biradar. Prajwal Bahatti. Prajwal Jain Keri. Prajwal Chandan Giri. Prashant Badiger. Prashant Khoth. Pratik Desai. Pratyush Prakash. Prerna Rao. Rahul Patil. I now request HOD sir to present the certificates. Ruha Joshi. Sagar. Sakshi Patil. Samar. Sandeep. Sanjana. Sanjana. I now request Harish Kanchanar sir to come on the dais. Shadab. Shadab. Sri Hari. Shweta Naik. Sudesh Rao. Suma Patil. Sushant. Tejaswini. V. Gopinath. Vaibhav. Vaishnavi. Vandana. Varun. Varun Satpute. I now request Rakesh Kadkol sir to come on the dais. Venkatesh. Vishwas. Madhushri. Madhushri Kulkarni. Uma Gargali. Saish. Aditi. Prasad. Prasad. Rajshekhar. Sushmita. Vinay. Vishal. Sachin Jadhav. Rutuja Mutalik. Now I would like to call upon the toppers of the academic year 2021-22. First year topper Pooja Bongare. Pooja Bongare holds first rank of first year. Second rank of first year Jitesh Jadhav. Third rank goes to two students, Ashwini Badiger Raghu Pravira. Now second year toppers of academic year 2021-22. First rank goes to Trupti Naik. Trupti Naik. Second rank goes to Sonia Magdum. Sonia Magdum. And third rank goes to Renuka Patil. I thank all the dignitaries to present the certificates on the dais.
Thank you, sir. I thank all the dignitaries for presenting the awards. I request everyone to please maintain silence. In the tapestry of today's convocation ceremony, we are privileged to be woven together with the threads of inspiration, experience, and wisdom brought forth by our distinguished chief guest. May I kindly request Mrs. Deepali Lohar Ma'am to grace the dais with her esteemed presence.
Hello. Okay. Good morning and thank you everyone. Thank you Kiran sir. Thank you MS Patil sir. First of all, I'm really honored to be here, and at the same time I feel like I haven't done a lot to be standing here among these professors who have put so many years of experience and who have taught me. But when Surinder sir called me and said like, oh, we want you to be a chief guest for our graduation day, I took a lot of time to agree for this, just because, like I said, I didn't know like I have done that much to be here standing. But then I put myself in your place when it was 12 years back, what I was here. I lacked the knowledge outside. I had all these confined things, what I studied, all theoretical knowledge, and don't know what is outside for me. So I thought I could share some insights, new perspective, new dimension, how it is going to be. But right now, because right now you're under the shelter of your professors, parents, and you're shielded all the time. But now, hereafter, you're all by yourself. So just now I was talking to Kiran sir, he just mentioned like this year we had a lot of students in IS who have changed a branch from EC. During my time, it was other way around. So I want to start telling my journey, starting how I chose, how I happened to be in IS. So in CT, I didn't want it to be in IS. I wanted a ENC because that was a trending field at the time. And little to my knowledge, I didn't get it. ENC, but I did had a couple of other opportunities to change my branch to ENC. But in my first year, when I got really acquainted with the class, friends, moreover, I think we had very super chilled professors. Apart from that, I built an interest for programming and coding, which was new to me because when I was aiming for ENC, I just aimed because others also wanted to do ENC. It's not that I had consciously made a decision why I want to take ENC and what I want to be, and I had no long-term goal. That was just a short-term goal where like I wanted to do ENC just because other friends wanted to do. So, and with first year when I completed, when I developed interest in coding, then I decided, okay, this is my field and I want to pursue this. After like, in my final year, when the moment of truth comes where we have these campus interviews, and I didn't get placed in any of the companies. And I was really disheartened. And each time I was not getting placed, I was like started feeling more inferior day by day, and which my parents saw me, and my parents convinced me a lot. Okay, this is not a big deal. Don't worry, you'll get it. And my dad had a small talk with me. He said, like, I'm very glad that you didn't get placed, because if you get placed, you'll definitely do a job and not pursue masters. So he suggested me, like, please pursue masters. But you know, all these things are like something very filmy. One time they tell you and it doesn't go right, like, you know, how in movies, like, you'll realize what your dad is saying, immediately you won't implement it. So it took days for me. I was still searching job, like going to Bangalore, seeing if there are any interviews. But again, I was disheartened. But at the same time, I wanted to prove something to others, like get a job. Maybe I might not join it. It's just like, oh, I started feeling maybe I'm not capable. Just to prove I'm capable, I wanted to get this job. And in parallel, I started looking into the coaching institute for GATE to pursue MTech, and also looking at the jobs. Then finally, one day, one of my neighbor who was a GIT alumni as well, he came to my home, and my parents were speaking. They asked him, what is your future plan? He said, like, I'm doing GRE and I want to do MS. And my parents had no idea about MS till then. Then they asked me, what is this? Then I said, it's something like doing MTech in abroad. And he asked me, why didn't you plan? Because I don't want to go away from you guys. I was a little homesick. I always wanted to be with my parents. Then I still wanted to pursue MTech. Had no plan to do MS. And another day, one of his friend's son got a management seat in MTech in one of the university in Hyderabad. That is the time he said, like, if that guy who is below average can get MTech, then you have to go and do MS. He said, please find MS institute, what process, everything. And I think, like, this is what universe was aligning for me. Everything fell in place. Because getting my passport done was the most challenging thing. And here everybody might know my name was spelled Kumar Dipali, and that was just one document. And in every document my name was different. Like, one had like Dipali R Lohar, one had Dipali Lohar, one was spelled D-E-E-P-A-L-I Dipali, one was spelled Kumari Dipali, and some people even addressed Dilip. So I had various names. To make an affidavit and get a passport was the biggest challenge. But I think universe, like I said, universe was planning things for me. It just happened in few days. I got my passport and I just joined a GRE institute. And immediately, the first admit I got, I just decided I'll fly. I want to do this. This is because I also wanted to prove to others. But honestly, you need not prove things for others. Do what makes you happy. Till that time, I didn't realize what I wanted as myself. So I just wanted to prove things, do for others, or so I took MS and went. And from here, it looks really fancy. Like, oh, you're studying in abroad, and nice location. You have branded cars there. You have fancy clothes, branded things, bags, watches, whatnot. Okay, but life is not that glory there when you are as a student. Even when you're working, it's not, but it's slightly better when you work because you have little amount you can spend. As a student, you will count every penny. To get sometimes 1 gallon of a milk, I had to walk like a mile to get it, because you have to do all this calculation. But what taught me, this is not to discourage you guys that you should not pursue MS, but I just want to share, like, this is when I learned what life is. I had to do everything independently. Here, a mom cooks for us, dad takes care of expense. That's when you realize, like, okay, what life is. You have to manage your time, you have to cook yourself. And also there is a lot of pressure from others where they keep doing off-campus jobs, which are like working in gas station or restaurant, just to earn some income. And with that, they buy expensive things and show off. But luckily, I didn't fall into this trap because it was very short-term goal. I wanted to spend this loan what I had taken for my education effectively in learning so that I get a good job in future and pay off my loan sooner. But there were students who did this off-campus job and paid off their loan. They didn't even take their loan, they just paid the fees, which is not good. Right now, they're still struggling with their jobs. So I feel like whatever money you've invested, it also holds true right now. Even you're doing your BE, make sure like what your parents are paying, it's paid off. Like, please learn. Just remember how much your parents have worked hard for this and they want you to learn and become something big. Right now, you don't realize it. I think even I didn't until I go do MS. It's like right now the Indian education, I feel like what we used to have in Gurukul system, where one had, they used to make us independent, like be it in defense, cooking, everything, right? Like yoga, health-wise, we need not have a doctors, anything. But right now, with all this, we have so much dependency. Our parents are there to take care and they're pampering us. We don't realize the real life I understood going to MS. That's when I understood how much my mom works for me all around the clock. When I was studying, she kept getting me milk, food. Even if I wake up early morning at 4 to study, my dad used to make tea and get me all this luxury you won't have in other country. And that's it. You don't need a luxury after that. Once you've graduated, I think you should learn, like now it's the start of your life where you have to do everything independent. So I learned a lot while doing MS. It's just not about studying, also how to lead your life, how to be independent, how to make decisions for yourself, how to understand what is right and wrong. I also see a lot of students there who fall into this trap, like, okay, once I start earning, I'll buy expensive Audi car, BMW. No, please don't fall into all this trap, because I didn't neither. I bought a used car. I used my money really efficiently. I saved it. I paid off my loan. And since I started earning, like, I never asked a penny from my dad. This is like how you have to lead your life. Everything has to be done independently. So go US. It's really nice to get an exposure, which I'm going to come later, why studying abroad is also benefits you guys. But right now, I just want to say like how my struggle was in US. After that, I was looking for a job. Again, I was going into the rat race where like all of my friends were looking job only in a big companies like Amazon, Google. I didn't think like there are other companies who would offer this better package and more relaxed job. I didn't think at all. So I just tried like multiple times, 7-8 rounds of interview. I didn't crack it, and I was really disheartened. And then I remembered like I had a huge loan and I didn't want to burden my parents with the loan I had. But my parents understood I was like lacking motivation, not motivation exactly. They know like I was dull, disheartened. They kept saying like, please come back. If you cannot do, we'll take care of the loan, somehow pay. But no, I felt like being a girl, they've supported me so much. They've never treated me like a daughter, and I felt like I need to do this for myself, and I also need to behave like a boy and prove like, okay, I can take care of myself. So, and I decided to apply for other companies, so I ended up in telecom industry. So I didn't like, after going to telecom, I didn't like the projects they handed over to me because they were using really outdated technologies. And if I added to my resume or even learn, it wouldn't add any, it wouldn't add much to my profile. Tomorrow nobody would hire me with the skills because they will not do a project with outdated technology. So I started looking into what courses can I do. Then microservice was trending at that time. So I started studying while I was working on these outdated projects. And to my luck, the company started a small R&D project on microservice, and they picked one member from each team. And luckily from my team, I was picked up. And I was lucky enough to apply all this knowledge, I did it in my course, and gain the experience of working on this project real time. with this experience, I applied to the new company and immediately got hired because I had the right skill, what they needed, because the company was also transforming from small to big. Suddenly they had been acquired by some other big company. So at that time they were redoing the application in new tech stack, and also they were transforming the entire organization from a waterfall model to agile. So while doing this, they had hired 2-3 expert agile coaches. During that, we were intensively trained how to implement agile in our day-to-day life. So while doing that, I got to learn a lot about product owner. And when I also started playing as a product owner in most of our sessions, practice sessions, and I got real-time knowledge. And I used to keep asking them questions about product owner. And this interested me in a way that I felt like this was my passion. Until that day, I never felt like development is my passion, but development was like something I was doing because other friends also did it. But once I got to know about this product owner role, that's it. I felt this is my passion. I need to pursue this at any cost. So right after that, I had to fly back to India for my marriage. And when we came here, we decided to come for a good, because when I wanted to change my profile, like the previous company I mentioned, like where it was undergoing the transformation, where I wanted to change my profile from developer to product owner for a H-1B visa, it wasn't easy. So the career growth is very restricted for H-1B. If you're a citizen or if your green card is in process, only then you get like the promotion. Maybe you act like a product owner, team lead, but on record you'll always say Java developer or backend developer, front-end developer, what you're hired for. So I was looking for a career growth, and I guess I also wanted to do something apart from just being an employee to a company at that time. But it didn't clearly strike me at that time. But now when I think back, I feel I had this entrepreneurial spirit at that time, wanting to do something. And after marriage, I thought India was ready for all these things. I came here, I started looking for product owner roles, and little to my knowledge, there were very limited product owner roles, and they were looking for something 3 to 5 years experienced. And I didn't have that much experience. I had like less than a year, and I didn't even get a call. So I decided to take some random company and decided to work for even a low pay, like a small startup, but it was really intensive. My husband said like, no, please don't work for it, because even they are using little bit outdated technology. Rather you upskill, take a course, and then look for the better opportunity. So that's what I did. I did course after course, and then I enrolled for a lot of workshops. That's when I met these agile coach mentors. So this mentor referred me to one of the not startups actually, it was a small company. They are in business for 16 years. So she referred me to this small company where the CEO only hires 15 years above experienced. The reason is they don't want to waste time in training freshers or less experienced. So I was hired on condition he would see my performance. Although I had cracked the interview, he said like, okay, you have the right skill, but I never done this, but I want to give you opportunity. So 2 months he closely monitored me, and he used to go and review my work, everything. And after a few days started leaving me a comment like, oh, you're doing right. This is what I expected from a product owner, and you have the right skill. So after 2 months, he set up a call and said like, since you are managing now a development team, why don't you manage a design? And why can't you be a concierge for a sales, marketing team, and customer support team? So what happens I don't know if you guys already know what is a product owner. He's basically a bridge. This profile is basically a bridge between the management and the development team. So you get a requirement from a management. For example, you want to start a food delivering app. So how do you transform it into small chunk of features which developer can understand? So this bridge is gapped by, this gap is bridged by a product owner. So he understands the management and who could transform this into a technical task guide developer. So this was lacking in their company. I was able to guide development team. So I was a perfect fit to be a concierge for a sales team. I would understand what are the challenges they are facing to acquire more customers. If customers may be asking, oh, you don't have this feature. If you had this feature, maybe I would sign up for 1 year membership. So that's when I would get this requirement. Okay, this is a need for a customer. So then take this need and workshop it and give it to a design team who design this feature. Then we pass it on to a developer. So I was a concierge for sales, marketing, and the customer support. Customer support also talked to the customer existing, saying like, oh, I'm facing difficulty in using this feature. Can you improvise it? Can you make this like documents available here so it's easy for me? That's when we learn how to enhance the feature. So I was in the right spot. That's when I thought like, okay, since my work is being recognized, if I put effort for a few more months, I can ask him for director of IT position. But then I was aiming for it, honestly. But then I got contact for another startup who asked me like, can you support us? Can you organize my team? This was from Florida, but his team was in India, who has like 25 developers in Hyderabad. So I showed him progress of like a year. Within 3 months, I was able to do a total transformation of the team. And then he offered me like, can you move to Hyderabad? I'm ready to pay whatever you ask. But you have to come to office every day, he said. And I'll also offer you C-level post. And I said no. By that time, I realized we are in some niche product where we found a niche, to be honest, a gap where we could leverage this and help a lot of startups. Why stick to just 1-2 startups? So that's when I started like, okay, me and my husband, actually my husband is a software architect. He was able to support these startups with, since the startups have low budget, they need infrastructure which the cost is less, because if you don't set up the proper infrastructure, you'll start spending like millions just on this without having user on the platform. So this is where he fits in. He comes and he tells like, oh, let's have this architecture for these 2 years and then we will scale it up. So that's when we realized I was getting those requests as well. So I used to pass it on to my husband, and this is how we formed a company called IdeaDocs. And so that's where like we realized, why work only for one company when we could transform so many companies and help them, guide them. And at the same time, I feel like since we speak to a lot of countries outside, we are also bringing money in our country, increasing revenue to some extent. I wanted to also do that, improve India, and already there has been a lot of improvement post-COVID. This is how we started IdeaDocs. Now what? Okay, what's for us? So the challenge is what we face is, I'm not good at marketing. Now the product is developed, architecture is done. Honestly, these startups have their marketing team as well. We don't have to do. And apart from being this service provider, I also have intention to have my own products, but I don't know how to market it. But how am I going to do? I'm going to find a marketing expert and maybe hire him full time, because I can add him in my portfolio. Like I support from product, architecture, and marketing. So a full portfolio where once they come in, I give them full support. But I don't want to do the development part. I don't have a development team, but I have one developer that just to support us internally at this time, because development is too much hassle at this time for me. I feel I want to do things which I'm expert at. And when it comes to even now, I keep learning, reading a lot of case studies, because I just want to give an example. If there's a company called Zappo, how they become big, I can tell you, this is their case study. So the founder of Zappo, He did not build a big website. He just took a template which was Wix, Shopify, and what he did, he went to a store, he clicked pictures of shoes from a store and posted it on his website. Whenever the order came, he went to that store, bought, and then shipped. So what he understood at this time is, unless he know the market need, he didn't wanted to spend all the money in developers, hiring like a big team, big infrastructure, and what if you don't have a single user? So he built the need for it, and then he went big. So this is one example. This is one case study. So another case study is related to the Dropbox. I don't know if you guys know. They just launched a video and said like, this is how it's going to function and how it's going to make your life easy. And if you like it, please sign up if you want this application. Based on the sign up, they built this application and then launched. So first we need to see if the product fits in the market, if customer needs or not. So that's where I come, and then he comes in with architecture, then we hand it over to developers. Once development is done, then marketing and the company takes care. So this is how we were able to leverage, and this skill is very minimal right now in India. Very few people are doing, so that's how we found this gap and started a company. All that I said, I just want to tell like what I keep learning from my own experiences, like first of all, think what your heart needs. Just don't follow what like others are doing. Others want to be a developer or want to be quality assurance tester. No, think what your heart needs, soul needs, and do it. And apart from that, keep learning. There is no end for learning. Every day there is new case study, how one company launched, how they did, why they used this technology. And when you are at your when you start working, feel free to ask question to your seniors, why you're doing this, and just don't blindly do any task, because you'll not learn. You guys need exposure, because the same application, when it is done in other country, there are a lot of compliance supply. In India, it's very easy. We don't have this data privacy question, nothing. Compliance, where the data needs to be stored, whom we should share. It's not applicable in India at all. We just blindly develop it. But in other country, this can take shut down the company, because once you start sharing the data or something, private data, that's it. There will be a lawsuit and you will be sued, and they might end up closing the company. So they are really at risk. So all these things, how things are done in other country, the exposure is very important. This is where my master's degree, being in US, helped me, which when I worked with the Indian teams, when they're developing application for other country, they don't realize this. They don't know anything about this compliance, HIPAA compliance, other things. So you also need exposure. So if you get an opportunity to fly other country and learn, please do it. This will add to your resume. And another reason why the company wants to hire us is because we already know how other countries function. They don't have to hire someone, explain, oh, in our country, medical system is something like this, and the other things, privacy, I told, is like this. We already know how it works. And I can give you one more example. This is very relevant for medical things. In our country, we can get medicine directly from a chemist, right? There in other country, only if doctor prescribe, the antibiotics. You can get like small, something cough syrup, all this on the shelf. Whatever is on the shelf, like for cough, fever, you can get it. But if you have anything other than that, like you need antibiotics or some diabetic cholesterol, you cannot get it. You need to get a doctor's appointment, which takes another 3-4 months to get his appointment. So it's so difficult. All these concepts, sitting here, sometimes you can watch shows, study how it works, but I feel the exposure, what you get staying there is more valuable than sitting and studying here. If you really get an opportunity to go abroad, please don't miss it. And if you do, and just don't do what you're meant to do, confined in that. Please explore country and explore from all the perspective, roaming or learning, anything. So this is very useful. And apart from that, I also want to say like communication is very important. Another reason, most of the companies, I was hired as a product owner. I had replaced someone else actually. But when I came, I was different from others because I was very good at reporting. For example, I would set a deadline saying like, oh, this feature would complete by March. And by any reason, if it doesn't, I would get that reason why it's not completing. Or before that, I would say, like, although we set a deadline as March, in February, I would go and alert them, like, this is not going to get completed by March. Then they ask me why. So we have a problem. We cannot install this application, or this tool, we couldn't get it. And the tool we are using, we want to change it for some reason. And then it's not just alerting them, at the same time providing them a solution, what they need to do, because they hired you for it. They didn't just hire you to alert them. Then if he starts going and researching what I need to find the solution, then what's the point, right? So that's when I came, like, I was able to create a detailed report. So you guys make sure you have this skill to create a PPT and reporting, because unless you sell your work, nobody is going to notice you at work. So that's all about my experience. And if you guys have any question, you can ask now or later. I'll be happy to answer. Yeah, I'm guessing nobody has any question. Yeah, all right then. Thank you everyone, and all the best for your future.
Thank you, ma'am. We are certain that the words shared today will resonate deeply with our graduates, inspiring them as they embark on their own journeys beyond these academic walls. May I now request our beloved principal, Dr. M.S. Patil sir, to present a token of love to our today's guest.
Thank you, sir. I now request our principal, Dr. M.S. Patil, sir, to give the presidential remark.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. Members on the dais, Mrs. Deepali Lohar, proud alumnus of ISC department. I also take this opportunity to welcome her life partner, her husband, Mr. Prakash, for this function. Thank you for joining us, sir. Dr. Kiran Tangod, HOD ISC department, faculty members, dear parents and students. It is really a proud moment for us for standing before you and giving the graduating certificate to all our graduates. First of all, let me congratulate all the students for graduating from the portals of GIT. For all the academic excellence what you have exhibited. At the same time, I congratulate all the parents for their support and the trust in GIT as well as for the support they have given to their children. Congratulating all the parents as well on this day. Yes, you have heard from the chief guest today. First of all, I'd like to thank her for sharing the entire journey and experience right from GIT as well as abroad and back into India. If you see her journey, the journey is not a cakewalk what she explained. As a student, how she was, and after moving out of GIT, and also that instance when being a very good candidate, you are not placed in the campus. It really, really hurts. And you start doubting about your own capabilities. But I appreciate that she could come out of that, went to MS, did her MS there, struggled with the companies, and really because of her critical thinking capabilities and our outperformance, she could do very well. And again, coming back to India, Now she has set up her own startups. Congratulations, madam, for your own startups. This is what it means. Yes, there are ups and downs in the life. Some students may have a very good job at hand now, but just don't be complacent after getting a good job, because at the end you're working for someone else. You may have great potentials in yourself, and as rightly said, when we are discussing in our chamber and in the principal's office, that yes, at India there are many openings now. You need to find out the right gap and the right spirit, and there are many support not only from the organizations, even from funding agencies. You have where you can have your own startup and have built your own companies. Also, yes, at GIT you are shielded by the faculty members and the four walls of GIT, but the world out, when you move out, already probably many of you have placed and you are working with the organizations, you might be seeing what challenges you are facing. Every day there are targets, you need to satisfy those targets. And to meet the targets, at some time you may come back to your room and you say, where I have landed up. But yes, there are difficulties. Until unless you convert those difficulties as challenges, you can't move ahead. You have to accept those challenges. Never get disheartened. Try to learn from, I don't call it as failures, I call all these as unsuccessful attempts. There are lives, there are situations in your lifetime, not only now, in days to go ahead also. There will be certain moments you will think that where I am landing up. Try to convert all those as opportunities. Try to convert those as stepping stones so that you can fly high and leap high. Yes, don't forget your alma maters after going for a long duration. I appreciate ma'am to come back to GIT to share her experiences. One day probably you may be also on the dais. I wish that you all be on the dais. Not only as an employee or a CEO or one of the companies, will be much be happy if you are an entrepreneur coming onto dais and inspiring our students to become the entrepreneurs of the next generation. Thank you. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, students, and thank you, parents, for trusting us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable insights and for setting a powerful and promising vision for the future of our organization. Your inspiring words have indeed provided us with a meaningful roadmap to strive towards.
Now, we embrace the guiding words of our principal, sir, and embark on this path towards progress and success. Let's move on the next part of our event. Now, I request few of the seniors to share their experience of their engineering life.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the graduates. Last 2 years, I was here who was hosting the graduation ceremony. Today, I am the one who will be graduating. As I can see, time flies too fast. Yeah, coming to my engineering journey, it was like, I would not like to say it was very easy. It was like filled with ups and downs. I would like to say it was unlucky or lucky batch because our engineering started in COVID. Online classes, as you all know how it was, DBMS, OS, everything completed in that. And coming to offline classes, it was very good. I would like to share a small incident how we share the relation with the students and the faculty members here. What one of our professor, everyone knows, how will be the mass bunks. Our class, I would like to say it was one of the best unity. Just put a message in a group and all used to escape from there. And one of our professor, he was he came to the class and no one was there in the class. And then the next day we all were he might shout something something might happen. But the next day when we came inside, he was if you want to bunk the class, you can bunk, but say and bunk, because you have to come from this building to that building. Sorry, there was no offense for that. Yeah, and I would like to say IS is one of the friendly and the best department I would ever ask for, because the friendship here is one of the best, because everyone knows how placement journey will be going on here. Here, like when we give the aptitudes, like obvious, no, everyone would be nervous. Each and everyone would be our like backbones here. Like once the aptitude results were out on the WhatsApp groups, along with my co-CR, we used to post in the group, and like we were like always nervous. Our friends used to motivate. इस कंपनी नहीं हुआ था क्या हुआ, अगली कंपनी हो जाएगा. Like I would like to thank all my friends who used to always support in this. And yeah, coming to the branch again, IS, like if you go and ask the like other departments, like which elective you want to choose, like all used to first vote for IS electives, because the friendly environment and the teacher that they support here is very nice. And yeah, today I would like to say I'm graduating as a proud IS engineer. By saying these words, I would like to end and thank you each and everyone who is to support in this throughout my engineering journey. Officially signing off 2GI 19IS019. Thank you.
ಆಹಾ ಜನ ಸಾಗರ ಹಿಂದಿನವರು ಕೈಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Everyone's journey here is incomplete without a part of Kirik Party or Three Idiots, the films that sold us the dreams of engineering life, and we being fortunate enough to live this life, the dreamy life of engineering, or as we thought so. Of course, everyone here knows how hard it was. Ma'am might say it might sound filmy how her journey has been, but I think so we can relate more to her than any other batch, because we were hit by recession, we were hit by corona. There was a massive flood when we joined. We were like, apshukun. But yeah, in the end what matters is how we stick together. As ma'am said, I wanted to elect for CS or EC, and accidentally got into ISC. And in a football practice, I asked one of the seniors, Anna, I accidentally got into ISC, how is it? He's like, you got accidentally into ISC, but you wish you would have gotten into ISC before. And that has been true, because it has been an accidental love story, and we gradually fell in love with each other, the place, the faculty, everyone. I mean, as friends. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Like, okay, more than units, the subjects, the journals, the labs, the assignments, the class mass bunks, I'd like to remember the days spent and the memories made, because 8 to 10 years from now, when we accidentally open the gallery and look at our foolish, stupid, funny faces, and we can't explain the smile that we have to our kids running around, they'll be wondering, what is this guy smiling about, like creepy. We know what we are smiling about, the memories and the struggles. As ma'am said, engineering taught us to be independent, it taught us to be strong, it has taught us to be ready for the problems. As from day one, you know, I know, everyone here know, and of course all the hard work we did in corona. Parents know how we worked hard to pass our subjects. Yeah, we have worked hard for it. It's just not a piece of paper, it has been much more than that. My friend asked me, this is funny one, hey, is it compulsory ceremony bara graduation? I told him, like, in an arranged marriage in India, you are allowed to look at the bride or the bridegroom for like 6 months to 1 year. You have completed 4 years in engineering, bro, like, have some value for that. I'm just like, okay, I think so, it's been 2.5 years, but I'm like, you understand the concept. So he was like, he has come now. He wasn't ready. I won't take names, but you know who he is. Juniors, thank you. You have been working hard. We hope you carry on the tradition. As sir said, we have been the most successful branch this year. I hope it's not just a fluke. It continues on and on and on, and we set a great trend. We are really proud. You hosted great. Everyone is helping out. Finally, and the most important thing, my mom and dad. I'd like to thank them, all of the parents. You deserve the credit for everything your son, your daughter has done. You know, I at least know I'm not a great kid to have. I mean, I'm the most difficult guy to be around. I mean, they are real superheroes are there. If I was the kid and I was the parent to my own, I would have abandoned him. Seriously. Like, I know how troublesome I am. A million times I thought I would drop out. A million times I thought I would fail. I cried. Behind all the smiles that we have today, deep inside we know the struggles, the fights, the funny incidents. It has been truly a mixed and a wonderful journey, and I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful to ISC department and GIT for this stage, for giving me an opportunity to put my thoughts into words and present it to you. Lastly, as Batman, as I'm a Batman fan, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself graduate as an engineer, and I'm proud to be one. Thank you.
Thank you, graduates, for sharing your wonderful experiences. Graduates, now here we have a short glimpse of your engineering journey. I hope you guys relived your moments. Now, I call upon Professor Pandurang S. Upparmani sir to present the vote of thanks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a momentous occasion of the graduation day. We, the IS department, express our heartfelt gratification to one and all. We thank the management for the great support. We thank Principal Sir for inspiring leadership. We thank HOD Sir for very valuable guidance. We thank Honorable Guest MS Dipali, whose presence adds a significance to the event. We thank our colleagues teaching and non-teaching. We thank volunteers who have heavily worked behind the event. We thank the parents who are the people who gave the sanskar to the graduates, to today's graduates. We thank graduates, wishing them a great future. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Well, we believe that any academic or national event is incomplete without the national anthem of our beloved country. Thus, I would like to request you all to rise up for the same.
Graduates, congratulations once again on your graduation. You have made it, you have earned it, and you deserve it. Also, there's a small announcement. The lunch for the graduates as well as their parents has been arranged in front of the mechanical department. But prior to that, we now invite the graduates, chief guests, faculty, and all esteemed dignitaries to join us on the stage for a group photograph.
In front of the library.
I request everyone to pay attention. The venue has been changed. The lunch has been arranged in front of the library. Sorry, the photograph will be taken in front of the library. And lunch will be arranged in front of the department. Mechanical department. Everybody, graduates, please listen. Please carry your gowns for the photograph.